Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on my channel PokePidge. On Thursday, Pokemon Day, 27th of February 2019, we got the Generation 8 trailer. It showed us the new Galar region, the new starters of Grookey, Scorbunny and Sobble, some gameplay, and it was absolutely packed with information. If you haven't seen this trailer already, I fully recommend you go and see it. I'll put the link in the description. First of all though, I thought I would talk through what I have seen in this Pokemon trailer so far. A few things I want to mention. And not to brag, but I was right. They're basing it off of the UK. Or at least it seems so. I'm going to talk you through the trailer in a bit more detail. Just pinpoint a few things in the background that may not have been seen on first viewing. And generally just try and keep you up to speed with all the information we have got so far. So even in these opening shots of just looking at the scenery, we can tell so much. Our first British reference is going to these stone walls here. You can see these all over England, mainly in the countryside. I know I've seen them in Derbyshire when I've gone there for holidays and all around the Peak District. There's your first reference. It's also got the very British scenery of just the rolling hillside. You can see a little wheelbarrow there as well. As you'll see through this video, it is heavily focused on plants, gardening, farming, anything in that ballpark. This is quite interesting because the Furrow region that I am creating that is based off of the UK is using wildflowers of Britain as place names. I absolutely love that they've got a fletchling here as a little sort of a compass or wind direction thing, and in the background you can see a windmill. Britain is full of windmills. You can see the rapeseed here, which is very popular around the UK. You'll see it if you're driving through the fields and the country lanes. I'm not entirely sure what the strange mark is on this stone here, but I'm sure the game will let us know. And as you can see in the background, we have a gym there as well. Absolutely fantastic. We're going back to gyms. You'll see a close-up of that later, but for now, wow. Thank God for that. You can also see on the little sign there by the Pokemon Center that the Pokemart is going to be inside the Pokemon Center, like it has been in the last few generations, so they're just going to carry that theme on. Also, there are the stacked stone structures, similar to Stonehenge. God, try saying that when you've had a few beers. But yeah, similar to Stonehenge here, so another British reference. You've got the haystacks there, again another reference to farming and gardening. That's going to be very prominent throughout. Outside this house you've got yet another wheelbarrow. Not entirely sure why this house has got both a letterbox and a postbox, but by the by, we'll let that one slide. I find it strange that this guy has basically got a suitcase as a backpack, but I suppose you're going to get a lot of items on your journey, so you might as well carry on. I love the little quick ball style flag we've got on the wardrobe here. Not entirely sure what the purple and black one is above it. I'm sure I could find out though. Give me a little bit of time and I'll come back to you on that one. We've got a Pokeball with 21 here. I'm not 100% sure why it's 21. Because it's been over 21 years of Pokemon. It's been 22 I think as far as I'm aware. Possibly 23 now actually. But either way, I'm going to look into why that says 21. You can see the Pokemon League symbol on the shirt here. The Pokemon League symbol will come up a lot in this trailer. And just as we pan away here, there's a nice little Nintendo Switch on the desk. They've always got something in these rooms. And Pikachu here, keeping up his appearance in every single Pokemon game trailer there's ever been. I really love the fact that the female trainer is wearing a cardigan. I am a cardigan lover. So, for the first time ever, I might play as the female trainer every now and again. Next up, if this isn't styled off of Big Ben, then I don't know what is. I believe this shot here is our biggest clue that this place is set in Britain. I mean, come on, just look at that. The first place you think of when you see this is London, obviously. What else could it be? The brickwork here is very British based, as well as the Industrial Revolution style steelworks we've got going around here. I think they could base a new Pokemon off of this. I've thought of one which is based off of a smelter and it's a steel fire type, and if they do that, I'm going to email Game Freak and ask for some sort of compensation into them stealing my idea. But anyway, trains are very prominent in this region. There is one here and there'll be one later on. I'll point it out when I get there. This looks like the new gym symbol, and this looks like a grass type gym. I think it's fairly obvious that it's a grass type gym, and the new gym symbol is going to be coming up fairly often. Here is that other train I was talking about. Different colour as well. Are they referencing the colours of the underground tube here? That could be interesting. This poster here could be symbolising Pokemon food, unless you're a human that likes to eat out of a bowl, whatever floats your boat. But we've got some of the berries in there. I can see a cherry berry and a pecha berry, so maybe they're going to bring back the berry blending. Wow, I'm giving myself all the tongue twisters today. Here we are closer to the battle arena and the lake. There's not much to see from the lake apart from the little house in the distance, which doesn't seem like it's had much work on its design yet. So hopefully in the next 9 months or so we're going to have a bit of development on that. But until then, I love the fact that this little battle arena has got all scuffs on it, like it's been scratched or clawed by someone. It looks absolutely awesome. I love the small details there, and I hope these small details are going to be going on all throughout the game. And something here to make a lot of people very happy, we are returning to Wild Battles. As you can see, the Minccino here is being sent out to take on Pikachu, I think probably using a tackle or a quick attack or something. So, Wild Battles are back. Also though, it looks like the overworld style interaction with wild Pokemon has also gone, and they're going back to just walking through grass and encountering a wild Pokemon that way. A lot of people like the overworld interaction with wild Pokemon, so they could be a bit disheartened with this, but get on with it, it's a new Pokemon game, get on board. And this bit is one of my favourite shots of the entire trailer. Just look in the background, look at those signs. If that is not a sign based on a British sign, then I don't know what is. I'll put them both side by side here and you can compare yourself. I mean, the colour, the style, everything, it just absolutely matches what we have in this country. I do find it very weird though that this looks like an icy sort of area and we have sun loungers and like a parasol in the background. Very strange. I'll be very interested to see what this area actually is. We have the schoolgirl and schoolboy battles, as you can tell from the uniforms that they're wearing. You got a nice few Pokemon there battling, it's pretty interesting. But what on earth are the ladders and the bent over tree doing in this area? This looks very warped and twisted. The Lucario here is battling in an arena with loads of people watching. This looks like the kind of location where Ash would battle in the Pokemon League in the anime. A sort of oval shaped place with loads of audience watching. And could we be getting that here? Quickly before we move on, in the background you can see the Game Freak logo and what looks like Game Freak text. Absolutely love that. But anyway, as Lucario uses Power Up Punch on a Tyranitar, we can see in the background a logo that looks quite similar to the Pokemon Gym logos. Could this be the official Pokemon League logo? And could we be battling in the Pokemon League surrounded by an audience for the first time ever in a Pokemon game? I think that would be incredible. And if that is the situation, then I am all for it. This looks like you're in the living room of your house. I don't know if that Munchlax is yours and it's following you, because we haven't seen Pokemon following you in any other part of the trailer, or whether that Munchlax just lives at your house, you know, like the Fletchling does in Generation 6 in the X and Y games. Who knows? But it would be quite interesting if Pokemon still follow you. I believe they're going to still run on the Let's Go series, and they're going to do Let's Go Johto, and have Pokemon follow you, have the overworld battles, and go back to that sort of style. But for these main core series games, I think there won't be Pokemon following. I think this is probably your mother or father's Munchlax, and it just lives in that house. The table has a cup of tea on it there, a very British thing. What I want to know most of all, though, is what is that picture in the background? Who is on that picture in the background? What is it of? I really want to know what that is. Is that a parent of yours? Have a look on the right there. You have a crown and a castle on the flags that are hinting very heavily to royalty and history. Of course, as you know, Great Britain has its own royal family and a very rich history, so I wouldn't be surprised if royalty is the theme that runs through these games. This looks like a little food stand on the right here. I don't know if they're selling pies or little sort of crepe type things. It's really interesting. Is this going to be where you can buy like your Castelia cones and lava cookies? Anything like that? Is this going to be this region's specific thing? That could be pretty cool. But on here we can also see a flower and a sun on the flag. Not entirely sure why the sun is there, although it does link to something we're going to see very shortly. But there is the flower again. The flower references are something that crops up over and over and over again. So there has to be a theme in here somewhere. Maybe the legendary is going to be a grass type. I don't know. If they're in the UK though, I'd love the legendaries to be based off of a Welsh dragon and a Loch Ness monster. But we can only dream. This looks very much like a mining place. It's definitely not a cave of sorts, because this tunnel looks deliberate. You can see the mining tools there. The lights have obviously been placed up there by people, so it'll be interesting to visit here and just see what's in the area. This is extremely interesting. What we can see here is a person with an eye for a face, a sword coming out of their sort of midriff, standing next to a sun again, which is the second reference in a very short space of time. Hello everyone, Future Poképidge here. Since doing this video, I have been having a lot of thoughts on what this can be. It might not even be a person after all, this could be a Pokemon breathing fire. Or it could still be a person, and instead of that being a sun, it could be a shield. A sword and a shield, wow. But I'm going to do a further video on this. And here we can see the female trainer in what I think is this new Pokemon lab. The theme of plants and flowers are carried on again, as you can see in the right here. I'll carry on and pan round to the left in a moment, but for the time being, have a look at that whiteboard and the computer screen there showing loads of data, and of course, the professor's desk. But let's pan round to the left here, and I'll show you the flowers. Again, there seems to be something in there reading the flowers. Like they're alive or something. To me, there has to be some sort of Pokemon based off of a flower that we are going to see in this game. And I would not be surprised if it is a Daisy type Pokemon, because that seems to keep cropping up again and again. But either way, this is a very interesting shot, and I think it has to be a Pokemon lab. This guy has got the Pokemon League or Pokemon Gym logo on his arm, and he is about to go out into the arena which we saw earlier. I'm starting to think that this is where the Pokemon League is going to be, mainly because of the logo we've seen behind Tyranitar and the logo we can see on the guy here. I think that this is going to be the Pokemon League, although it does look like he's in a uniform. And I wouldn't have thought you need to wear a uniform to battle in the Pokemon League. And if you're wondering what 227 means on his back, that can only mean February 27th, the day that this trailer was released. But for now, that's all I'm going to be talking about. I'm going to go through the map in more detail on a separate video, but that's going to take a bit more looking into. I just wanted to get this video recorded and edited, and I wanted to tell you guys all about it. But for now, that is me done. So, until next time, I will see you guys later.